Values. Simple explanation. What are values? Values are the principles or beliefs that help a person decide what is right or wrong in life. They influence how a person thinks, behaves, and makes decisions. Key points to remember. Values guide behavior in different situations. They stay with a person for a long time and influence decisions. Values help a person choose between right and wrong. Examples: honesty. A student who values honesty will never cheat in an exam. Respect. A manager who values respect will treat employees fairly. Definitions. Keep these as they are important. Milton Rokeach. Values are global beliefs that guide actions and judgments across different situations. Stephen P. Robbins. Values define what is personally or socially preferable. Edward Spranger. Values shape how a person views the world through likes, dislikes, and judgments. Short trick to remember. Values, behavior, life. Values shape how we behave in life. Features of values. Simple explanation. What are features of values? Values are characteristics or qualities that define how people behave in society. They shape a person's actions, thoughts, and decisions. Key features. 1. Part of culture. Values are a core part of society's culture and influence how people behave. Example: in India, respecting elders is a cultural value. 2. Learned behavior. Unlike animals, humans learn values from family, schools, and society. Example: a child learns honesty from parents. 3. Taught by institutions. Values are passed from one generation to another through family, schools, and religious places. Example: schools teach discipline and teamwork. 4. Social influence. Values are shared by groups of people in society, not just individuals. Example: in a company, teamwork is valued, so employees work together. 5. Reward system. Society accepts and promotes good values, but rejects bad ones. Example: a hardworking student is praised, but a dishonest worker is punished. 6. Values change over time. Some values change gradually with time and society. Example: earlier, women were expected to stay at home, but now women work in all fields. Short trick to remember. Culture, learned, taught, social, reward. Think of clever leaders teach society right ways to recall these points easily. Objectives of values. Simple explanation. What are objectives of values? Values shape human behavior and guide actions in personal and professional life. They help in growth, decision-making, and relationships. Key objectives. 1. Develop human spirit. Helps individuals reach their full potential. Example: education instills a growth mindset. 2. Transform human nature. Shapes behavior, promotes innovation, and improves human development. Example: honesty in work culture leads to trust and progress. 3. Ensure growth. Reduces waste, builds strength, and ensures continuous improvement. Example: a disciplined person achieves success faster. 4. Build relationships. Sets guidelines for interactions in work and life. Example: respect strengthens friendships and teamwork. 5. Self-management. Ensures balanced decisions where no one suffers. Example: a good manager makes fair decisions. 6. Develop business. Encourages teamwork, creativity, and efficiency. Example: Google promotes innovation and collaboration. 7. Provide guidance. Helps organizations make the right choices. Example: a company follows ethics in decision-making. 8. Give feedback. Helps improve performance. Example: teachers give feedback to help students improve. 9. Maintain and develop relationships. Strengthens bonds between individuals and organizations. Example: loyal customers stay with ethical companies. Build culture. Values create strong organizational and social cultures. Example: Japanese companies focus on discipline and teamwork. 1. Employee familiarity. Helps new and old employees connect. Example: office induction programs introduce new hires. 1. Facilitate decision-making. Aids in making better choices and resolving conflicts. Example: integrity helps a leader make fair decisions. Short trick to remember. DTGBSDGFRCE. Develop, transform, G-growth, self, develop biz, guide, feedback, maintain, relations, culture, employee. Think of do the great big smart decisions. Good friends make real connections everywhere. To recall these points easily. Classification of values, simple explanation. What are values? Values are principles that guide behavior in personal life, society, business, and the nation. Different values help individuals and organizations function smoothly. Types of values. 1. Human values. Basic values expected from every individual, like honesty, truthfulness, trust, and kindness. Example, helping a stranger in need shows human values. 2. Social values. Values practiced in a group or society for mutual well-being, like respect, patience, and harmony. Example, respecting different cultures promotes peace. 3. Business values. Ethical principles followed in business, ensuring fairness and transparency. Example, a company avoiding false advertising follows business values. 4. Community values. Values defined by specific groups like local panchayats, ethnic communities, and clubs. Example, a village following clean environment rules. 5. Family values. Mutual respect and expected behavior between family members. Example, obeying parents and caring for elders. 6. Professional values. Ethics and behavior standards for different professions. Example, a doctor maintaining patient confidentiality. 7. National values. Unity, peace, and responsibilities of citizens towards their nation. Example, following national laws and respecting diversity. 8. Secular values. Equal treatment of all individuals, avoiding discrimination based on religion or caste. Example, a school admitting students from all religions. 9. Spiritual values. Inner peace, selflessness, and dedication towards a purpose. Example, a leader making ethical decisions for the greater good. Short trick to remember. HSB, CFP, human, social, business, C, community, professional, N, national, S, secular, S, spiritual. Think of honest students bring confidence for professional nation's strong society to recall these points easily. Importance of values, simple explanation. Why are values important? Values shape how individuals and organizations think, behave, and grow. They create a strong foundation for success and a positive work environment. Key points. 1. Develops thoughts. Good values help in clear thinking and better performance. Example, an honest employee works sincerely and grows in career. 2. Enhances motivation. Values guide how employees are rewarded and motivated. Example, a company recognizing hard work with incentives. 3. Guides behaviors. Values shape the way people act in an organization. Example, employees following ethical rules feel loyal to the company. 4. Helps in bringing change. Organizations use values to adapt and improve. Example, a company adopting eco-friendly policies for sustainability. 5. Drives positive attitude. Values influence how employees view their work. Example, if promotions are based on performance, employees stay motivated. 6. Builds positive image. A company with strong values gains goodwill. Example, Tata Group is respected for ethical business practices. 7. Reduces conflicts and improves decision-making. A value-driven workplace faces fewer conflicts and better decisions. Example, a fair manager avoids favoritism, leading to harmony. Short trick to remember. THOTS, motivation, behavior, changed, positive image, decision. Think of the mindset brings clear and positive direction to recall these points easily. Value system, simple explanation. What is a value system? A value system is a set of deeply rooted beliefs that guide how people think and behave. It stays with a person for life and influences their actions. Example, if honesty is part of your value system, you will always tell the truth, even in tough situations. 1. Lifelong beliefs. Unlike attitudes, values are permanent and strong. Example, a person who values freedom will always fight for it. 2. Guides behavior. Values shape the way a person acts in different situations. Example, if you value self-respect, you won't allow others to disrespect you. 3. Influence by life factors. Education, personality, and experiences shape values. Example, a child raised in a kind and honest family will adopt the same values. 4. Hierarchy of values. Some values are more important than others. Example, a person might value honesty over obedience, meaning they would speak the truth even if rules say otherwise. Short trick to remember. LGIH, Lifelong Guides Behavior, I Influence by Life. Think of Life Guide's inner harmony to recall these points easily. Sources of value system, simple explanation. What shapes a person's values? A person's values come from different sources like family, society, personal experiences, and even their workplace. These values help them decide what is right and wrong. Key sources of values. 1. Family influence. Parents shape a child's values through discipline, rewards, and love. Example, a child learns honesty if parents always teach them to tell the truth. 2. Society and school. Schools teach discipline, teamwork, and behavior in society. Example, sharing and respecting others are values learned in school. 3. Personal traits. Intelligence, skills, and personality affect how quickly a person adopts values. Example, a smart person may understand values like hard work faster. Culture. Traditions and customs passed through generations shape values. Example, respecting elders is valued in Indian culture. 5. Religion. Religious beliefs promote values like kindness, patience, and honesty. Example, most religions teach helping the poor as an important value. 6. Life experiences. Personal and others' experiences shape values. Example, a person who struggled in life may value hard work and persistence more. 7. Workplace role. Organizations have rules that influence employee behavior. Example, a manager in a company must be professional and ethical in decision-making. 8. Halo effect. People judge others based on first impressions, which can be misleading. Example, a friendly person may be assumed to be honest, even if they are not. Short trick to remember. FSPCRLWH, family, society, personal, culture, religion, life, workplace, halo. Think of fast, smart people create real life with honor to recall these points easily. Value system and work culture, simple explanation. What is work culture? Work culture is the way employees behave, communicate, and follow rules in an organization. It is shaped by values, beliefs, and company goals. Key points to remember. 1. Different people, different values. Employees come from different backgrounds, so their values may not be the same. Some may value honesty, while others may focus on teamwork. Example, one employee may prefer hard work, while another values creativity more. 2. Leaders' values matter. A company must align its leaders' values with the organization's goals. Example, if a CEO values customer service, the company will focus more on customer satisfaction. Corporate culture has rules. Every company has rules about behavior, communication, and teamwork. Example, some companies have dress codes, fixed work hours, and formal emails as part of their culture. 4. Norms and standards keep order. Culture ensures employees follow company rules and work well together. Example, employees must respect deadlines and follow professional ethics. 5. Ideal versus real culture. Companies aim for an ideal culture but may not always achieve it in reality. Example, a company may promote teamwork, but internal office politics may exist. Corporate codes and mission. The company's mission and ethical guidelines shape its values. Example, Google follows a mission of organizing the world's information. Short trick to remember, DLCNIC. Different values, leaders' values, C culture rules, norms, ideal versus real, C corporate codes. Think of dynamic leaders create new inspiring culture to recall these points easily. Importance of value system in work culture, simple explanation. Why is value system important in work culture? 1. Attracts diverse cultures. A strong value system brings employees from different backgrounds together. Example, a company with respect and inclusivity will attract people from different regions. 2. Builds a strong work culture. When values are well defined, employees follow common rules, creating discipline. Example, companies like TCS or Infosys have structured values that help them maintain a strong culture. 3. Shapes employee perceptions. Employees learn to respect and work with colleagues from different cultural backgrounds. Example, if a company values teamwork, employees will collaborate well, even with people from different countries. 4. Guides behavior and decision-making. Values influence how employees behave, interact, and make decisions. Example, if honesty is a core value, employees will avoid bribery or fraud. 5. Encourages growth and development. A good value system motivates employees to improve and contribute better. Example, employees in Google thrive because the company promotes innovation and learning. 6. Boosts performance and engagement. When company values match employee aspirations, work quality improves. Example, if an employee values excellence, they will work harder in a company that promotes high performance. Short trick to remember. ABSGEP attracts cultures, builds culture, shapes perception, guides behavior, encourages growth, performance boost. Think of absolute growth progress to recall these points easily. Emotions, simple explanation. What are emotions? Emotions are strong feelings like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, or excitement that come from our experiences. They influence our actions more than logic or thinking. Emotions are reactions to situations, while moods are long-term feelings. Example, emotion. If your boss praises you, you feel happy. You feel happy. Mood. If you remain cheerful all day, that's a good mood. Emotion is an experience linked to an instinctive act, natural reaction. Crow and Crow. Emotion is an inner feeling that affects both mind and body, changing behavior. Linda Davidoff. Emotion is a feeling shown physically, like smiling, crying, or fast heartbeat. Short trick to remember. Rimfluence. Think of rim of feelings to recall these points easily. Nature of emotions, simple explanation. Emotion is a subjective experience. Only humans can feel and recognize emotions. We can study emotions by observing behavior and body changes. Example, if someone is crying, we know they are sad. 2. Emotion is a response, triggered by situations, internal, external. Body reacts due to nervous system changes. Example, if you hear bad news, your heart beats faster. Emotions can make decisions unclear. Strong emotions, irrational decisions. People can act without thinking logically. Example, a person in anger may shout or break things without reason. 4. Emotions give energy and drive actions. Emotions fuel efforts, even in pain or stress. Passion and determination come from emotions. Example, a soldier fights for his country, even when injured. Emotions influence motivation. Emotions like happiness, fear, and competition push us to act, can have positive or negative effects. Example, fear of failure can motivate or discourage a student to study. Short trick to remember. Speed, subjective, physiological, energy, emotions, and motivation, decision-making. Think of speed of emotions to recall these points easily. Types of emotions, simple explanation. 1. Positive emotions make you feel good. Love, strong affection for someone, family, friends. Appreciation, feeling grateful when someone helps you. Happiness, feeling satisfied and joyful. Hope, believing good times will come. Enthusiasm, excitement to do something. Optimism, expecting the best outcome. Example, a student studies with enthusiasm because he is optimistic about his future success. Negative emotions, cause discomfort. Fear, feeling unsafe or in danger. Anger, getting mad when something unfair happens. Guilt, feeling bad after making a mistake. Depression, extreme sadness and hopelessness. Pride, thinking you are better than others. Jealousy, feeling bad when others succeed. Frustration, feeling stuck when things don't work. Envy, wanting what others have, even harming them. Example, a person gets frustrated when he keeps failing in exams despite studying hard. Short trick to remember. Happy feel. Hope, appreciation, pride, positives, attitude, fear, envy, enthusiasm, love. Think of happy feel equals good and bad emotions together. Determinants of emotions. Simple explanation. These are the factors that influence how people feel in different situations. 1. Personality. Some people naturally feel emotions more strongly than others. Example, a calm person stays cool under pressure, while an emotional person might react strongly. 2. Day and time. People are happier on weekends than weekdays. Mornings and end of the week are the best for productivity. Example, getting bad news on Monday can ruin the whole week. Many believe that good weather equals good mood, but no real scientific proof exists. Example, some people feel happy on sunny days, but others may not. Stress. Stress, more negative emotions. Example, deadlines, boss scolding, or losing a sale can make someone feel bad. Hatch 5. Social activities. Talking and spending time with people boosts happiness. Example, going to a party, positive emotions, attending a boring meeting, no change. Exercise. Regular exercise helps improve mood, especially for sad people. Example, a morning run can make you feel fresh and energetic. 7. Age. Older people experience fewer negative emotions and stay positive longer. Example, a young person may get upset easily, but an older person might stay calm. 8. Gender. Women express emotions more and understand them better than men. Example, women show happiness, sadness, and other emotions more openly. Short trick to remember. PDWSSEAG. Stress, personality, age, gender, exercise, day and time. Think of SWED, midweek feeling, to remember the determinants. Attitudes. Simple explanation. What is attitude? Attitude is how a person thinks, feels, and reacts to something. It can be positive, good behavior, or negative, bad behavior. Example, if a student loves learning, they will study happily. If they hate it, they will avoid studying. How attitude is formed? Experience plays a big role. With time, people learn how to behave and influence others. Example, a manager needs a good attitude to lead employees effectively. Why is attitude important? It affects personal performance and influences others in a workplace. Organizations want employees with positive attitudes to improve teamwork and productivity. Managers must handle different attitudes to keep the workplace smooth. Definitions to remember. BEM. Attitudes are likes and dislikes. Allport. Attitude is learned behavior towards objects in a positive or negative way. Engel. Attitudes help a person react positively or negatively to things. Short trick to remember. Positive, negative attitude affects performance, thinking and feeling, influences others. Think of pat, like patting on the back for good attitude. I, individual impact. Characteristics of attitudes, simple explanation. 1. Attitudes have an object. Attitudes always focus on something, a person, group, object, product, or action. Example, if someone loves sports, their attitude is directed towards games. Attitudes have direction, degree, and intensity. Direction, a person is either for or against something. Degree, how much they support or oppose it. Intensity, how strongly they feel about it. Example, a person might love a brand, strong positive, or just prefer it slightly. Attitudes have structure. Attitudes are organized like a system. Some attitudes are strong, core values, some are weak. Example, if someone strongly believes in honesty, this attitude will be unshakable. 4. Attitudes are learned. We develop attitudes from experience and family influence. Example, if a child's family supports business, the child may develop a positive attitude towards entrepreneurship. Short trick to remember. O-dialect focus, direction and degree. Logical structure. ABC model of attitude, simple explanation. Attitude has 3 parts: affective, feelings, behavioral, actions, Cognitive thoughts. Affective component, feelings. This is about emotions, what you like or dislike. Example, a person who loves pizza has a positive feeling about it. 2. Behavioral component, actions. This is how a person acts based on their attitude. Example, if someone likes fitness, they will exercise daily. 3. Cognitive component, thoughts. This is about knowledge and beliefs. Example, a person who knows a lot about computers has a strong cognitive attitude towards technology. Short trick to remember. A, B, C, A, affective. B, behavioral, actions. A, B, C, always be cool. Because attitude is about emotions, actions, and knowledge. Types of attitudes. Simple explanation. Attitude at work is about how employees think and feel about their job and workplace. There are 3 main types. Job satisfaction. If an employee is happy with the job, he will be punctual, work well, and be positive. If unhappy, he will be absent frequently and perform poorly. Example, a teacher who loves teaching will be regular and motivated in class. Job involvement. If an employee is fully involved in work, he will give his best effort. Less involvement, more chances of quitting the job. Example, a software engineer who loves coding will stay engaged and motivated. 3. Organizational commitment. If an employee is loyal to the company, he will stay longer and work hard. If not committed, he may leave the job soon. Example, a footballer who is proud of his team will play with dedication. Short trick to remember. Sick, satisfaction. I, involvement. C, commitment. S, sick, stay in company, because satisfied, involved, and committed employees stay in the company. Sources of attitudes, simple explanation. Attitudes are not born. They are developed over time based on experiences, associations, and social influence. There are 3 main sources. 1. Direct personal experience. People form attitudes from their own experiences at work or life. Example, if an employee gets appreciation and good salary, he will have a positive attitude toward the company. If he is overworked and underpaid, he will have a negative attitude. 2. Association. Attitudes are influenced by groups we belong to, friends, workplace, community. The closer the group, the stronger the impact. Example, if a person is in a motivated team, he will develop a positive work attitude. Social learning. People learn attitudes from family, peers, role models, and institutions. Family. Parents and siblings shape early attitudes. Peer groups and society, friends and social groups influence what is acceptable. Role models. People copy behaviors of those they admire, e.g., students follow their favorite teacher. Institutions. Religion and culture shape attitudes about beliefs and values. Short trick to remember. DAS, direct experience. Association. Social learning. DAS develops attitude system because these are the main sources that build our attitudes. Importance of attitudes. Simple explanation. Attitudes shape how people think, act, and interact in their environment. Here's why they are important. Helps in understanding the environment. Attitude influences perception, whether we see things positively or negatively. Example, a positive-minded boss praises employees' good work, while a negative-minded boss only finds faults. Helps justify actions. Attitude explains why people act a certain way. Example, a kind supervisor understands a tired worker taking a short break. A negative supervisor thinks the worker is lazy. Organizes information. Attitudes help people process and organize facts to make decisions. Example, union leaders influence workers by giving selective information to shape their opinions. Helps focus on the right things. People with positive attitudes focus on good things, ignoring unnecessary negativity. Example, a manager who only sees workers' mistakes may miss their hard work and dedication. Short trick to remember. HOJO. helps in understanding. O, organizes information. J, justifies actions. Optimistic focus. Hojo helps organize judgment and outlook because attitudes shape perception and decisions. Job-related outcomes of attitude, simple explanation. Employee attitude directly affects workplace behavior. A positive attitude improves work performance, while a negative attitude leads to problems. Here's how. 1. Employee performance. If an employee likes their job and feels committed, they will work better and harder. Example, a happy teacher prepares lessons well, while a frustrated teacher just does the minimum. 2. Employee turnover. Turnover equals employees leaving the company. If employees enjoy their work, they stay longer. If they are unhappy, they leave. Example, a company with good salaries and respect keeps employees, while a toxic company loses them quickly. 3. Absence and tardiness. Absenteeism, skipping work, full day leave. Tardiness, being late, minutes or hours. Employees avoid work if they dislike their job. Example, a motivated chef arrives early, while an unhappy waiter takes frequent leaves. 4. Workplace violence. Unhappy employees may get angry and cause fights or arguments. Example, a frustrated factory worker may shout or even damage property. 5. Other effects. Positive attitudes lead to helpful behaviors, like teamwork and extra effort. Example, a dedicated nurse voluntarily helps other staff, improving hospital service. Short trick to remember. PT, performance. Turnover. A, absence. Violence. O, other effects. PTAVO, positive thoughts always value organizations, because attitudes impact job performance and company success. Attitude formation, simple explanation. Attitude formation is how people develop opinions, likes or dislikes, about something. It takes time and is influenced by experience. Key points. Attitude is built over time. It's not instant. Based on feelings and information. If we know about something and have emotions towards it, we form an attitude. Stays for a long time. Once formed, attitudes don't change easily. Example, a person who had bad food at a restaurant once may develop a negative attitude and avoid it forever. A child who is always praised for studies may develop a positive attitude towards learning. Short trick to remember. Life, L, likes and dislikes. Information-based, feelings matter. E, experience shapes it. Life attitudes last for life because they develop over time and stay long. Process of attitude formation, simple explanation. Attitude is developed step by step as a person grows up. It is influenced by family, friends, society, and personal experiences. Hash 3 phases of attitude formation. 1. Childhood phase. Kids observe elders and imitate them. Their attitude is not fixed yet and can change over time. Example, a child sees parents helping others, learns to be kind. Adulthood phase. Attitudes start to settle, but are still influenced by emotions, attachment, loyalty, security. Experiences begin to shape stable attitudes. Example, a teenager facing failure may develop a never-give-up attitude. 3. Maturity phase. People adjust their attitudes to fit society and peer groups. Attitudes are similar to parents but modified based on friends. Example, a working professional might become more disciplined to succeed. Short trick to remember. Camp, childhood, copy elders. A, adulthood, adjust with emotions. And maturity, modify with society. Attitude formation is like a camera capturing life experiences. Factors influencing attitude formation, simple explanation. Attitude is shaped by external influences like media, education, emotions, economy, and politics. These factors help people form opinions about different situations. 5 key factors influencing attitude. 1. Media. TV, radio, social media, and newspapers influence opinions. Example, a news report on climate change may create a positive attitude toward eco-friendly habits. 2. Educational and religious institutions. Schools and religious places teach moral values and shape attitudes. Example, schools promote honesty and discipline, making students value these traits. 3. Emotional factors. Frustration, ego, and emotions affect attitudes. Example, a person failing an exam may develop a negative attitude toward studies, but can change later. 4. Economic factors. A country's economy and personal financial status shape attitudes. Example, rising fuel prices may create a positive attitude toward public transport to save costs. 5. Political factors. Government policies and leaders influence public mindset. Example, a leader promoting women empowerment can develop a positive attitude toward gender equality. Short trick to remember. MEEP, media, TV, social media, education and religion, moral values. E, emotions, frustration, ego. E, economy, financial conditions. P, politics, leaders, policies. Attitude is shaped by MEEP, media, education, emotions, economy, politics. Attitude measurement, simple explanation. Attitudes are measured using different scales and techniques. These help to understand what people will think and feel about different topics. 7 methods of attitude measurement. 1. Thurstone scale. Statements are arranged from most positive to most negative, 11 levels. People select the statement they agree with to measure their attitude. Example, do you like online learning? Options range from strongly agree to strongly disagree. 2. Likert scale. People rate a statement on a 5-point scale. Strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree. Example, I enjoy teamwork. 5 equals strongly agree, 1 equals strongly disagree. 3. Semantic differential. Uses opposite words, good, bad, happy, sad, with ratings from 1 to 7. Example, is your manager supportive? 1. Unhelpful? 7. 4. Repertory grid. Measures how people compare different things based on their experiences. Used in marketing and psychology to understand customer choices. 5. Opinion surveys. Questionnaires are used to collect people's views on policies, work culture, etc. Example, a company asks employees about job satisfaction. 6. Interviews. Face-to-face or written questions to understand attitudes. Can be structured, yes, no, or open-ended, detailed answers. 7. Self-fulfilling prophecy. When people act according to expectations, making their belief come true. Example, a student studies harder when expecting a tough exam. Short trick to remember. TLS or Thurstone scale. L. Likert scale. S. Semantic differential. Repertory grid, opinion surveys, interviews. S. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Measuring attitude, use TLS-RICE. Perception. Simple explanation. Perception means how we understand and interpret the world around us using our 5 senses: touch, smell, taste, sight, and sound. It is not just about receiving information, but also analyzing and making sense of it. Key points to remember. Perception is personal. Different people can see the same situation differently. It affects behavior. People react based on how they perceive a situation, not on the actual reality. Important in organizations, employees' decisions and judgments are influenced by perception, not just facts. Examples. Example 1. 2 employees get the same feedback. One perceives it as helpful advice, the other as criticism. Example 2. A manager assumes an employee is lazy because he arrives late, but in reality, he has a transport issue. Definitions of perception. Perception is the process by which individuals organize and interpret sensory impressions to give meaning to their environment. Joseph writes, perception includes all those processes by which an individual receives information about his environment: seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, and smelling. Perception is the selection and organization of material from the outside environment to provide the meaningful experience we have. Short trick to remember. VI. View of reality is different for each person. I. Interpretation decides how we react. B. Behavior depends on perception. E. Environment influences perception. Perception gives you the vibe of reality. Nature of perception. Simple explanation. Perception is how we understand and interpret the world around us. It is not the same for everyone, as different people see the same situation in different ways. Key points to remember. 1. Intellectual process. Perception is a thinking process. We collect information, organize it, and analyze it to form an opinion. Example: you see dark clouds and predict it will rain. 2. Psychological process. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions depend on how we perceive things. Example: a student who sees exams as a challenge will study hard, while another who sees them as a burden may avoid studying. 3. Subjective process. Different people see the same thing differently. Example: two people watch the same movie, one loves it, the other finds it boring. 4. Lens providing worldview. Perception is like a lens that shapes how we see reality. Example: a glass half filled with water can be seen as half full, optimistic, or half empty, pessimistic. 5. Socially connected. Perception changes over time based on social interactions. Example: a child's perception of the world changes as they grow up and meet new people. 6. Culturally influenced. People's beliefs, values, and traditions shape their perception. Example: in some cultures, direct eye contact is a sign of confidence, while in others it is considered rude. 7. Self-fulfilling. What people expect often becomes reality because they act accordingly. Example: if people believe a recession is coming, they save money instead of spending, causing the economy to slow down. Short trick to remember: ISLCSC, classic, culturally influenced. L, lens for worldview, acts socially. S, self-fulfilling, subjective. I, intellectual. C, connected to psychology. Perception is a classic process of understanding the world. Components of perception. Simple explanation. Perception is how we understand and react to the world around us. It is made up of different stages that help us process information and respond accordingly. Key points to remember. 1. Stimuli. The process starts when we receive information through our senses: sight, touch, sound, taste, smell. This also includes gut feelings, intuition. Example: a student hears an alarm, sound stimulus, and wakes up for class. 2. Attention. We do not pay attention to everything around us. We focus only on important stimuli. Example: in a noisy room, you focus only on the teacher's voice. 3. Recognition. After noticing a stimulus, our brain decides if it is important or not. Example: you see a dog barking. Your brain recognizes whether it is friendly or dangerous. 4. Translation. This is the evaluation stage. Our brain processes the stimulus and decides how to respond. Example: a cricketer sees the ball coming and decides how to hit it. 5. Behavior. Our actions and reactions depend on perception. Example: if a person perceives their boss as strict, they will behave formally. 6. Performance. The right perception leads to better results. Good performers become role models for others. Example: a motivated employee works hard and inspires others. 7. Satisfaction. Happiness depends on expectations. If reality meets or exceeds expectations, we feel satisfied. Example: if you expect 80 marks in an exam and score 85, you feel happy. If you score 70, you feel disappointed. Short trick to remember: star BPS stars BP. S, stimuli. T, translation. Attention. Recognition. Behavior. Performance. Satisfaction. Great perception leads to stars in behavior and performance. Principles of perception. Simple explanation. Perception follows certain rules that help our brain understand and interpret the world around us. These principles explain how we group, organize, and make sense of what we see. Key points to remember. 1. Figure-ground relationship. we separate objects from their background. Example, when reading, you see the words figure and not the white page background. 2. Law of Pragnan's simplicity rule. Our brain simplifies complex things. Example, we see a smiley face instead of separate dots and lines. 3. Uniform connectedness. Similar-looking things are seen as related. Example, in a football team, players wearing the same jersey are seen as one team. 4. Good continuation. We see things as connected when arranged in a pattern. A curved road is seen as a single path, even if it twists. 5. Closure. Our brain fills in missing gaps to see a complete shape. Example, we see a triangle in an incomplete drawing, even if some parts are missing. 6. Common fate. Objects moving in the same direction are grouped together. Example, a flock of birds flying together is seen as a single group. 7. Proximity, nearness rule. Things close to each other are considered related. Example, words in one paragraph are seen as connected thoughts. 8. Similarity. Objects that look alike are grouped together. Example, red apples in a fruit shop are seen as one category, separate from oranges. Short trick to remember. Fuss GCPS, fuse CPS. Figure ground. U, uniform connectedness. Similarity. Simplicity, law of Pragnan's. Good continuation. Closure. Proximity S, common fate. Fuse CGPS. Imagine a GPS helping you focus on perception. Factors influencing perception. Simple explanation. Perception differs from person to person because various factors influence how we see things. These factors can be internal, from within the person, external, from the object being observed, or situational, from the environment. Key points to remember. 1. Internal factors, characteristics of the perceiver. Personal factors. Needs and motives. What a person wants or desires affects perception. Example, a hungry person will notice food advertisements more than others. Self-concept. A person's view about themselves affects how they see things. Example, a confident person sees challenges as opportunities, while a doubtful person sees them as threats. Beliefs, strong opinions and ideologies influence perception. Example, a person believing in luck may see a black cat as bad luck, while others ignore it. Past experience, previous good or bad experiences shape how we see new situations. Example, a student who failed in maths before may feel nervous about the subject. Current psychological state, a person's mood or mental state affects perception. Example, a person in a bad mood may take a joke as an insult. Expectations, what we expect to happen changes what we perceive. Example, if you expect a tough question paper, even a moderate one may seem difficult. 2. External factors, characteristics of the target or object being observed. Size, bigger objects attract more attention. Example, a billboard is more noticeable than a pamphlet. Intensity, brighter, louder, or bolder things get noticed. Example, a bold and highlighted text grabs attention quickly. Frequency, repeated exposure makes something more noticeable. Example, an advertisement played multiple times stays in memory. Status, people of high status influence perception. Example, employees pay more attention to the CEO's speech than a junior staff member. Contrast, things that stand out in the surroundings get noticed. Example, a bright red car in a parking lot full of white cars catches the eye. 3. Situational factors, characteristics of the surrounding environment. Time and location, when and where something is observed changes perception. Example, a lonely road at night feels scary, but the same road feels normal in daylight. Environmental conditions, factors like light, noise, temperature affect perception. Example, a song played in a calm place feels soothing, but the same song in a noisy market may be irritating. Short trick to remember, SPPTPP. Self-concept. P, past experience, intensity. Contrast. B, beliefs, time and location. Psychological state. SPIT-TP, imagine species recall perception factors easily. Perception process. Simple explanation. Perception is how we see, understand, and react to things around us. It follows a step-by-step process, just like a computer processing input and giving output. Key points to remember. 1. Input, what we observe. Everything we see, hear, or feel is an input. It can be physical stimuli, things we sense from the environment. Example, seeing a bright billboard while walking. Personal factors, our hopes, past experiences, and emotions. Example, a student expecting a tough exam may perceive every question as difficult. 2. Throughput, how we process information. This is where our brain selects, organizes, and interprets what we see. Selection, choose what to focus on. We don't notice everything around us. We only focus on important things. Example, in a noisy street, you notice your friend calling your name. Organization, put information into categories. We arrange the information into groups to make sense of it. Example, seeing someone in a police uniform, we assume they are an officer. Interpretation, understanding the meaning. Our brain adds meaning based on past experiences. Example, seeing dark clouds, we assume it will rain. 3. Output, how we react. After processing, perception affects our emotions, decisions, and behavior. Example, if a teacher scolds a student, one student may feel motivated to improve, while another may feel discouraged. Short trick to remember, SOI, soil. S, selection. O, organization, interpretation. Soil, just like a plant grows in soil, perception grows through selection, organization, and interpretation. Perceptual selectivity, simple explanation. We come across thousands of things daily, but we notice only a few. Perceptual selectivity is the process of choosing what to focus on and ignoring the rest. Key points to remember. 1. What is perceptual selectivity? We filter information based on our needs, beliefs, and interests. If we don't select properly, we may struggle to process information. Example, in a crowded room, we hear our name even if there is a lot of noise. 2. Two main processes of selectivity. Sensory activation, only strong stimuli sounds, bright colors, strong smells, get our attention. Example, a flashing red billboard catches our eye, while a simple whiteboard does not. Sensory adaptation. We get used to things if we see or hear them often. Example, after a few minutes, we stop noticing the sound of a fan or AC. 3. Internal and external factors affect selection. Internal, our past experiences, needs, and emotions influence what we notice. External, the size, brightness, contrast, or movement of an object also decides if we pay attention to it. Example, a hungry person notices food ads more than others. Short trick to remember, essay. S, sensory. A. T, adaptation. Sat, just like we sit in a place and get used to it, perception works similarly. Perceptual organization, simple explanation. After noticing something, our brain organizes it to make sense of it. This process is called perceptual organization. Key points to remember. 1. Figure and ground. We separate what we focus on, figure, from the background, ground. Example, when reading, the words figure stand out, while the page, ground, fades into the background. Perceptual grouping. We group things based on patterns. Similarity. Objects that look alike are grouped together. Example, people in uniforms are seen as a team. Proximity. Objects close together are perceived as a group. Example, employees sitting in the same department are seen as a team. Closure. We fill in gaps to see a whole. Example, when reading SML, NC, MPLT, or Ds, we still understand it as small, incomplete words. Continuity. We see continuous patterns rather than separate parts. Example, a road in a zigzag shape still looks like a single path rather than separate lines. Common fate. Objects moving together are seen as a unit. Example, a flock of birds flying in one direction is seen as a group. 3. Perceptual constancy. Our brain keeps things stable, even if they change in appearance. Example, a door looks rectangle when closed, but trapezoidal when open, yet we always see it as a door. 4. Perceptual context. Situations give meaning to what we see. Example, a handshake in a meeting means agreement, but on a sports field it means respect. 5. Perceptual defense. We ignore or avoid things that are unpleasant or threatening. Example, a smoker may ignore warnings about smoking dangers. Short trick to remember: F group, F, figure and ground; G, grouping, similarity, proximity, closure, continuity, common fate; R, reality, constancy; O, observation, context; U, understanding, defense, perception. F group, we organize what we see into a meaningful group. Perceptual interpretation, simple explanation. After selecting and organizing information, our brain interprets it to give it meaning. This process is called perceptual interpretation. Key points to remember. 1. Interpretation is personal. Different people see the same thing differently based on their past experiences. Example, 2 students hearing a teacher's advice, one may see it as motivation, another as criticism. 2. Stimuli can be unclear. We fill gaps based on what we want to believe. Example, if a boss is quiet, one employee may think he is angry, while another may think he is just tired. 3. Interpretation or reality. What we understand is not always true reality. Example, a dark shadow in a room might look like a ghost, but it's just a coat on a chair. Short trick to remember. ISI. I, interpretation is personal. Stimuli can be unclear. Interpretation, reality. ISI, interpretation shapes impressions. Importance of perception, simple explanation. Perception is how we see and understand the world, and it affects how we behave. It plays a big role in decision-making and managing people. Key points to remember. 1. Helps in understanding human behavior. People see the same thing differently based on their beliefs and experiences. Example, one person may love working in sales while another may find it stressful. 2. Helps in forecasting, predicting behavior. If we understand someone's perception, we can predict their actions. Example, a student who believes exams are tough may study more than someone who thinks it's easy. 3. Helps identify needs. People's needs shape their perception. Example, a thirsty person will notice water bottles around them more than anything else. 4. Helps managers handle employees. A manager who understands employee perceptions can motivate them better. Example, if an employee thinks his work isn't valued, the manager can appreciate him more to boost motivation. Short trick to remember. FIM, predicting behavior. Hate, handling employees. Identifying needs, managing human behavior. FIM, perception helps in management. Management and behavioral applications of perception, simple explanation. Perception helps managers in various ways, from hiring employees to motivating them and improving performance. Key points to remember. 1. Motivation. If employees feel valued, they work harder. Example, a company invests in employee training, making them feel important and motivated. 2. Hiring. Perception affects how candidates are selected. Example, a manager might reject a well-qualified candidate just because they were casually dressed in an interview. 3. Performance expectations. Employees perform better when they know what is expected from them. Example, a coach tells a player, "I expect you to score 20 points today." The player puts in extra effort. Performance appraisal. Managers judge employee performance using perception. Example, a biased manager might favor an employee based on personal liking rather than real performance. 5. Employee effort. Hard work must be noticed. Perception plays a role in promotions. Example, if a manager believes an employee is hardworking, they get better opportunities. 6. Employee loyalty. Loyalty is based on how committed an employee appears to the company. Example, if an employee is searching for jobs elsewhere, the company may not promote them. 7. Building relationships. Good perception helps in better communication and teamwork. Example, a manager who trusts employees creates a healthy workplace. 8. Self-assessment and development. Knowing how others perceive us helps in self-improvement. Example, if a student thinks they are good at public speaking, but others see them as nervous, they should work on confidence. Short trick to remember. P. Performance, expectations, and appraisal. H. Hiring. Perception and motivation. Perception and employee effort. E. Employee loyalty. L. Building relationships. B. Bias in hiring and judgments. PHPPELBS. Perception helps people excel and lead by strength. Individual decision-making. Simple explanation. What is individual decision-making? It is when one person alone makes a decision without involving others. Every day, people choose between options to reach their goals. Definition of decision-making. It is the process of choosing the best option from many alternatives to achieve a goal. Example, a student deciding whether to study for an exam or watch a movie, they pick the best option based on priorities. Key features of decision-making. 1. Future-oriented. Decisions are made to achieve future goals. 2. Goal-driven. Every decision aims at solving a problem or improving a situation. 3. Resource-based. Time, money, and efforts are invested to reach the right decision. 4. Choosing the best alternative. There are multiple choices, but only one is selected. Important definitions. George R. Terry. Decision-making is about choosing the best option based on certain criteria. Mary Cushing Niles. Decision-making happens when setting goals and when adjustments are needed. Heinz Weyrich and Harold Kuntz. Decision-making is the core of planning, where one selects a course of action. Short trick to remember. F. Future-oriented. G. Goal-driven. Resource-based. A. Alternative selection. C. Core of planning. FGRAC. Future goals require accurate choices. Nature of individual decision-making. Simple explanation. What is individual decision-making? It is the process of choosing the best option among available alternatives. This process is carried out only when there is more than one possible solution. Key characteristics of decision-making. 1. Choosing the best action. Decision-making means picking the best possible option from many choices. Example, a student deciding whether to study at home or go to the library. 2. Finding the best path. Decisions are made logically to achieve specific goals. Example, a company choosing a marketing strategy that gives the highest profit. 3. Intellectual process. Decision-making requires thinking, analysis, and judgment. Example, a doctor choosing the best treatment after evaluating all symptoms. 4. Requires commitment. Once a decision is made, a person must follow it for some time. Example, a business hiring an employee must train them instead of frequently changing staff. 5. Depends on the situation. Different situations require different decisions. Example, a manager chooses a strict policy for one department, but a flexible policy for another. 6. Happens at every level. Everyone in an organization makes decisions, small or big. Example, employees decide how to complete their tasks, while CEOs make company-wide strategies. 7. Influenced by human factors. Personal bias, emotions, experience, and culture affect decisions. Example, a manager favoring an employee they personally like, rather than the most skilled one. 8. Freedom to choose. A good decision-maker should not feel pressured when making a choice. Example, an entrepreneur freely deciding on a business expansion without external influence. Short trick to remember. C-Brain HF. C. Choosing the best action. B. Best path selection. Requires commitment. A. Affected by human factors. Intellectual process. N. Needs situation analysis. H. Happens at every level. freedom to choose. C. Brain HF, clear brain helps focus. Factors influencing individual decision-making, simple explanation. What affects our decisions? Many factors shape how we make decisions. These include past experiences, biases, personal beliefs, and individual differences. Key factors affecting decision-making. 1. Past experiences. We learn from past decisions, good or bad. Example, if a person invested in stocks and made a profit, they may invest again. If they faced a loss, they may avoid stocks. But past success doesn't always mean future success. 2. Cognitive biases. Our mind sometimes tricks us. We rely too much on past knowledge and ignore new or uncertain information. Example, a manager hires a candidate just because they graduated from a famous college without checking actual skills. 3. Escalation of commitment sunk costs. I've already spent so much, I can't quit now. People continue investing time, money, or effort in something even if it's failing. Example, a company keeps funding a failing project just because they already spent a lot of money on it. 4. Individual differences. Our background, age, and resources impact decisions. Older people tend to be overconfident in their decisions. People with fewer resources, money, education, may make riskier choices. Example, a young adult may try multiple career options, while an older person sticks to one safe job. 5. Belief in personal relevance. If we think our decision matters, we are more likely to act. Example, more people vote in elections when they believe their vote will make a difference. Short trick to remember, PCBIB, past experiences. C. Cognitive biases. Belief in personal relevance, individual differences. B. Budget commitment sunk costs. PCBIB, personal choices build impactful decisions. Cons of individual decision-making, simple explanation. What is individual decision-making? When a single person makes a decision without involving others. Pros, advantages of individual decision-making. 1. Quick decisions, no need to wait for group discussions. Example, a CEO instantly approves a budget instead of waiting for meetings. 2. Clear responsibility. One person is accountable for the decision. Example, if a manager hires the wrong candidate, he takes full responsibility. 3. Saves time, money, and energy. No need for long discussions. Example, a shop owner quickly sets a discount price without consulting staff. 4. More focused and rational. No distractions from too many opinions. Example, a scientist follows pure logic in research, without others' influence. Cons, disadvantages of individual decision-making. 1. Less information. One person may miss important facts. Example, a doctor diagnosing alone may overlook a rare disease. 2. Limited perspectives. One person's opinion may not be the best. Example, a company launches a product without market research. 3. No hidden talents. Group decisions bring fresh ideas and creativity. Example, a team brainstorms and finds an innovative marketing strategy. 4. Ignores group interests. One person may not consider everyone's needs. Example, a manager changes office timings without asking employees. Short trick to remember, FAST-L. Focused and rational. A. Accountability. Saves time and money. Time efficient. Limited information disadvantage. FAST-L, fast decisions but with limitations. Implications of individual decision-making in organizations, simple explanation. What does it mean? The way one person's decision affects an entire company, either positively or negatively. Key points to remember. 1. A decision is better than no decision. Not making a decision is the worst choice in business. Example, a company delaying product launch loses market share to competitors. Right information equals right decision. Decision-making needs complete and accurate data. Example, if a CEO launches a product without market research, it may fail. 3. Strong leaders consider all perspectives. Good CEOs listen to different opinions before deciding. Example, Toyota's strategy beat Ford and Chrysler because of better decision-making. 4. Bad information, bad decisions. Half or wrong data, poor choices. Example, a company using incorrect sales reports may overproduce unwanted items. Authority, decision success. Decisions only work when people follow them. Example, if employees ignore a manager's decision, it fails. Short trick to remember. SMART. Strong leaders. Accurate information. Right perspectives. Trust and authority. SMART. Smart leaders make smart decisions. 8.6. Exercise 6.1. Short answer type questions. 1. Enlist the features of values. 2. State any 5 types of values. 3. What is the nature of emotions? Explain. 4. Explain the characteristics of attitudes. 5. Give the ABC model of attitude. 6. Highlight the job-related outcomes of attitude. 7. State the sources of attitudes. 8. Why is attitude important? 9. What are the factors influencing attitude formation? 10. Explain the nature of perception. 11. Write the steps involved in the perception process. 12. Highlight the principles of perception. Give the pros of individual decision-making. 8.62. Long answer type questions. 1. List the different sources of the value system. Also, explain the value system in work culture. 2. Give the classification of values. Why are values important? 3. State the different types of emotions in detail. 4. Highlight the various determinants of emotions. 5. How can attitude be measured? 6. Highlight the components of perception. What factors influence perception? 7. What do you understand by individual decision-making? Also explain the implications of individual decision-making in the organizational context.